So, every time I start one of these videos, I say so. I've got to stop doing that. I'm on my way to take some pictures of an old oak tree that I went to a couple of months ago. Unfortunately, when I went, obviously there was no leaves on the tree because we were still in like the winter months, but now all the trees are getting their leaves on now, so I'm going to go back. And I think what I'll do, if we get any snow through the winter, which I doubt, because we've not had any really this year, and it's very rare we get snow down here. But if we do get some snow, that's when I'm going to go back again, or maybe on a misty morning. That's another good time. So the same tree, but all different weathers and stuff, you know. So that's what it's all about, really. So I'm going to do the tree, then I'm going to pop over to Lower Halstow, which is just around the corner, and get some pictures of the boats in the water. And then maybe, depending on the weather, because it's supposed to rain this afternoon, but depending on the weather, I'll go to Riverside and get some pictures of the wrecks there. So this could be 3 places or maybe 1. It really depends on the weather. This tree is not that far away from me, really. It's probably about 10 minutes, that's all. And the funny thing is, this corner here, when we're going up, there's 2 trees that are really good, and I've taken pictures of both of them. The one I'm not going to today, that's my favourite one of the lot. So as we go up here, you'll see a hill in front of you, and it's farmer's field. Yeah, straight in front of you up there, and there's a tree, all on its own, just up there. And that's my favourite one. Yeah, it's a lovely tree, that one. But the one we're going to is further over to the left, and it's another lone tree, but it's an oak. I believe it's an oak. And yeah, it's quite a nice tree. So to get to this one, you get out of the car, you park up, you have to walk along the lane, and then there's an entrance to a local public footpath, where you walk along this footpath for quite a way, and then you go across the railway line, which is quite dangerous because there's no one there. You just walk across the crossing, and like the trains won't stop for you, that's for sure. So you've got to be careful of that. But you know, if you keep your eyes open and your ears open, there's plenty of warning from a train. I have to say, I did say rain today, and we've got a lot of cloud up there, but I can't see any rain clouds. But it does come over dark, the more and more cloud we get, so I keep losing the light, the sun. So getting these photos today might be a case of being patient and waiting for the sun to come through the clouds, which is going to get harder and harder as the day goes on, because there seems to be a lot of cloud coming in now. So this is where the public footpath is, which I've got to walk back to on the left here. So I can park down here and I'll walk back. That's the church up on the right there behind the trees. Can't see it with all the trees, it's kind of enclosed in the trees. So this is where I'm going to park. Let's turn that off. So I will see you in a bit as I'm walking. As you can see, walking along these lanes can be a bit dodgy. It's quite narrow and they do come shooting along here. So we're going to go round to the right here. And up this path, and this will bring us out to the railway lines. And that tree that you can see on the top of the hill over there, that's the one we're going to take pictures of. What a beautiful old tree. So this is all grown a bit since I was up here a couple of months ago. None of this field had grown, this was all flat, but obviously being farm produce, or whatever they're growing here, it grows pretty quickly. So that on the top of that hill there, that's the tree. Lovely looking oak. So, having been here before, I know whereabouts I want to get the tree, where I want to get my picture from. There was a couple of places, and I took several photos before, but there was a couple of places that really worked. But that picture there is pretty good. The only trouble is there's a tree behind it which is ruining the picture. See, as we're moving up the hill, that other tree is now coming away from the tree I want to get a picture of. That's what you want, some separation. Which we're just about to get. And as long as I've got separation, so I'm going to stop here and get a photo. So I've taken a couple of photos there, and I'm now heading up towards the railway, which is just in front of me now. And I've not seen the train yet, but they will be here. I just know they're going to be here, so we're going the wrong way now. We need to go down that path, but the path's gone nearly. There it is. So you wouldn't have seen that. That's overgrown a lot since I was here a couple of months ago. There's the railway. And the little gate we go through. But like I say, there's nothing to stop anyone walking across this. Right, so look, listen, and beware of the trains, it says. Don't touch the rail. So they're not only trying to run you over here, they're trying to electrocute you as well. So I can't hear any trains, but there's a yellow signal there, so I would imagine there's one on the way. So I'm going to walk across because there's no trains here at the moment. So I'll probably get a picture of a train coming along here if I see one. There's the track. And that's the other way. But there's nothing coming yet, so we're going to make our way through the gate. Where there's a couple of paths, and we're going to take the one that's going to get us closer to the tree, which is this one up here. And again, this was all flat. All this, there was nothing growing. It was just been planted, I suppose. But now it's really growing, so we'll stick to the path. Yeah, you can see this tree from the main road on the old A2. And I've often wondered how to get up here, because it's not obvious. And from down on the A2, you look up and you see this thing up on the hill, and it's amazing. It's just an amazing view, but you couldn't get to it. So the way to it was to go right round to the other side and come up from the back way on this path. But here, when we get up to the top of this hill in front, the picture of the tree changes drastically, and there's nothing behind it. There's no houses. So all you see, and this is what you see from the road, is just this tree on the hill. Yeah, I love the tram lines in the wheat there as well. That makes for a lovely part of the photo. But we're going a bit further up than that. I'm glad I come back. See, as everything disappears from around it, it stands out all on its own. And as you know, I do love a tree, a lone tree. And I was lucky enough to go and take a picture of the tree at Sycamore Gap, the one that got chopped down by two morons. And I understand that they've been found guilty and they're being sentenced next month. I hope the judge on the case gives them a fitting sentence. So let's hope they get their just rewards, eh? But you see now, that tree's standing out, it's all on its own. And that's what I want. And from up here, it's lovely. Absolutely lovely. The views all around. So I'm gonna get to the top of this slope here, which is just here, about 20 feet away. I'm gonna put the tripod up again and get some more pictures. This time, it'll be on its own. Look at that. I'm heading down a path now and making my way back to the train track, where I'm hoping to see another train. We've just missed one, so the timing wasn't great, but I'm hoping that there'll be another one coming along shortly. and I'll get a couple of pictures. I'd love it coming from the left to the right because it's coming round the bend there, which makes a nice shot. But you know, I'm in no rush. We can spend 20 minutes, half hour waiting. But then I'm going to Lower Housestow to get some picture of the boats on the river, on the River Medway. And then maybe then I'll go on to Riverside, which is further up the Medway, where they have some wrecks in the water. But there you go. Like I say, it depends on the weather. A lot of cloud at the moment. I don't mind a bit of cloud, but if it's going to rain, I don't want that. Not today. I like rain sometimes. It can be really dramatic, but today I'm not looking for dramatic shots. I mean, that's up in Scotland. Had some real storms, and it rained for most of the time I was there, but it didn't stop me because up in Scotland, those dramatic shots, they work. You know, with the mountains in the background, it's all dramatic, so that's good. But here it's quite tranquil. Don't want dramatic skies on a scene like this, unless it's a real bad storm. And then that tells a bit of a story, but yeah, I know what I mean. So far I've got some nice shots, I think. I looked out the window and the sun was out and I thought, Christ, I don't want to be sitting indoors all day today. So I decided to come out. I've got a photo shoot next week. I'm taking a friend of mine out for the day. He's getting on now. He's in his 80s and he don't get out a lot, but he loves his photography. So there's me and another bloke from the camera club, Terry Mahoney. He was the chairman for a while, and we're gonna pick up Terry Revel and we're gonna take him out for a day. We're gonna go to the Sound Mirrors at Dungeness, then have something to eat in the Pilot pub, like fish and chips. They do a lovely fish and chips. We'll do that. Then we'll spend a couple of hours on the beach, and I've been invited to knock on a door of someone that lives on the beach. They live in a place on the beach. And she's a photographer, Helen Shaw, and she lost her husband recently. And she said if we're down there, give her a knock and say hello. So we might do that. I think everybody knows her from who's coming, so both the Terrys know her. So we may well do that. But and then after that, after we finish the beach, we're going to the church on the Marsh, which was Thomas à Becket was very much involved on this church. Oh, I can't get my tripod. Yeah, he was very much involved with the church, and it's fascinating little church, I've got to say. And I've been there a few times, but always stop for a visit if I'm passing, so we're going to stop there. And I'm sure Terry Revel's going to love it because he don't get out a lot, so that's good. Right, so this is the picture I want to get here. I want a train coming from that direction as it comes round the bend there. That'd be nice. So I'm going to turn this off, get myself ready with my camera, and then I'll talk to you later. So I've moved down to Lower Halstow to get a picture of the boats here. Tide's well out, so they won't be going out. But all these others, look, they're all on the mud. All of them. So there's a couple of little rowboats here. I'm going to get a picture of them. They look quite interesting. And this is part of the Medway estuary, with the River Medway estuary. The sea's just over that way, in that direction, and that way takes you in through the Medway towns. So yeah, I've been here a couple of times. There's always pictures of boats, and they make quite an interesting subject, really. There's a third dinghy there. I don't know if I'm going to put that in or not. I don't think I am. It's these two that interest me, around that post. I'll get a picture of that. You've got to be careful though, don't go too far into the mud because you will sink. It's very, very soft. But yeah, they're fascinating, them big ones, aren't they? They actually take them out, well, quite a lot actually, I've seen them out. But they won't be going out with the tide out, obviously. I'm going to get a few pictures of the boats and then maybe shoot down to Riverside, further down that way. But not sure I'm going to do that yet. See how I get on here. Right, talk to you soon. So I'm at Lower Halstow. I've had a walk along the beach here. Look at all these boats, look, it's lovely. Took a few pictures. There's an old wreck there. You can just see up by the edge of the beach. It's rotted away now, most of it. But yeah, got some pictures. There's loads of pottery and stuff. Like, look, bits of old pottery. There's loads of old pottery on the beach here. Most of it's all broken up and it's like porcelain. There's a lot of glass bottles. And it reminds me a bit of the River Thames. When we was kids, we used to go down there and we used to get like ink bottles and all sorts. Pipes. They used to have pipes on the beach on the Thames we used to get. Yeah, it was quite fascinating really. But yeah, it's yeah, it's quite a nice spot this. I took a pano as well. I don't know how that's going to turn out. I went a bit wide with it, too much really. I might have to cut it down, but I'll get something out of it. So I was going to go to Riverside, but I don't think I'm going to do that now. I think I'm going to make my way home and yeah, make my way home. Do some things I need to do at home, and then I'll have a nice peaceful night tonight. I'll edit my photos. So yeah, all good. Look at that, there's another piece. What's that say? Mauling. It's got a sign on it, moulding, but it's broken, it's no good. But loads of stuff, loads of it. Yeah, so I'm going to make my way home and edit my photos, I think. And then have a night in with Linda. Watch a bit of telly. Maybe have a bath later and try and figure out what I'm going to do for dinner.